Peace, y'all. This is Vera for Love, and you are listening to Happy Earth Market Podcast.
I'm ready.
You know Nathan's gonna take this and turn it into the song or something.
I know, that's why I did it.
Ah.
Mr. JR, are we recording?
This is my first podcast, bro. Come on.
Been recording.
We're recording? All
we
right.
are.
Welcome to Happy Earth Market Podcast. Today we have Vera Anderson, and this show is sponsored by Happy Earth Market, of course, Love Through Living, Natural Awakenings Las Vegas Edition, and our newest sponsor, Sunrise Coffee. Woo!
Yay.
That happened like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, go ahead, team. I'm Nathan.
I'm Sam.
I'm JR.
And on the show we have...
Vera!
Talk right into the mic, Vera, after you're done sharing that live.
Hey, y'all. This is me, Vera for Love, chilling at Happy Earth Market with my homies.
So for those on the podcast not aware, she's doing a live video too.
Yeah, she's
kind of fun.
She just shared.
Figure it out. Okay.
You found it?
I see you.
I see you. You're tagged in it. You should have saw it on your notifications.
I found it.
Nice.
Awesome.
Well, welcome to the show. We've been trying to get you on here a long time,
Forever.
actually. Yep.
You're a busy
Like,
girl.
yeah, I'll do it. But you're always running and gunning.
Thank you so much for having me. I love this place, so
Mm.
it's cool to come over here and just have some chill time, talk with y'all.
Mhm.
Awesome.
You know, it's always good vibes over here.
Totally.
We love it.
Yeah, you were a big influence on the vibes. Yeah, I like culture, man. It's fun bringing all the different cultures from all the tribes together and learning one another and just really understanding what love is
Mm-hmm.
and family. You know what I mean? What real family means. And so,
Every day.
so for those who don't know, Vera actually, sorry, we're fixing the mics here. So professional, bro.
All right.
Those that don't know, Vera actually sang at our son Eli's graduation.
She did.
And so amazing and sweet, and I was so happy that you said yes.
You know what?
I didn't think you. I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna get this really fucking cool chick. This cool chick."
You sure were confident. You're like, I'm gonna ask Vera. I was like, okay.
But then, well, it took me. I had to get the balls to do it.
And
Isn't
I
that
actually
weird?
really appreciate that because I think that was at a time when I was just really starting to like
Mm.
sing in front of people and like I wanted to do that more and you actually asked me that.
Oh, like
so
at
it was
the
cool.
same time, huh?
There was like Chipotle and
That's
your
good.
family had super good vibes.
It was fun.
Full. It was,
Yeah.
yeah, it was sweet.
It was fun.
Yeah. And I mean, like just to have me over to like be with your family, like I don't know.
It was so special to us.
Mm-hmm.
It really was, because and that sounds so old person. I mean, it was so special for us, but it, but it really was. It was neat because Eli looked up to you. I looked up to you.
Yeah.
Nathan loved your music too. It was neat to have you. You're a black person for number one. Let me say that out loud because
I'm black.
yeah,
What?
super awesome.
It's true.
It is true, but the whole family was all white and.
They were cool
I will say-
Way to
though.
make it
They
weird,
were
Sam.
cool.
I know, I'm not trying to make it weird. No, you're right. They were cool, and it's only because of where they were at and why they were there. You know what I mean?
Did you say my family's racist?
Wasn't
Your
just
dad was
family.
awesome.
No,
so
no,
I
no.
don't know. I remember meeting your
My
dad.
dad
and
is
he was
a-
super cool.
My dad is, here's my dad. If I say you're cool, that's it, you're family. You know what I mean? And if that's anybody in the family. And if we say you're not, you're out for good. My dad has two switches on and off, and I'm actually the same way. I'm just like him. I'm loyal till I'm not. Like I'm loyal to you because I know you, and then when that switch is turned off, it can never ever be turned back on.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Yeah, well,
I'm like the same way.
Are you?
it's a good way
Yeah,
to
I
be.
probably get that from one of my parents.
Probably not a bad thing.
Well, it's just boundaries, right? Like
Yeah.
people,
Most definitely.
yeah, people like they don't like to be burned, and so once it's burned,
Once you
it's like,
learn.
okay, that's cool. There's too many other people to deal with.
Yeah.
I'm not going to deal with it
I'm not
anymore.
gonna keep doing this to myself.
Right,
Ouch.
right.
Yeah,
Because
totally.
I mean, if you keep letting someone else hurt you, then it's kind of your fault, right?
Right? Yeah, shame. What do they say? Hurt me once, shame on me. Hurt me twice, shame on you, right?
Mm-hmm. Something the other
I
way
think it's the
around.
other way around.
It's the other way around.
You and then me.
You and then me. You know what I'm saying?
Don't be hurting
But what I
people.
was saying,
Don't
though,
be
like the
hurting.
whole dynamic of our families, and having you there was like a beacon of light for all of them, and it really was. It was fucking cool, because I'm like, yes, people of my tribe, these people are okay, and they're fucking cool, and they're fun, and they're beautiful, and they're awesome, and they're, you know, they have things to offer us besides the slavery shit that you continue to put them in, right? It was beautiful, and I took it because it was a big family ceremony, and stop taking it personally, because it's not about
I'm just
you.
confused. Go ahead.
It's about the whole spirit of our upbringing as white people. It is what it is, but you know, we're better than that, and it's great to be able to teach our elders how
Okay, I
to
see where you're going
be
with this.
better than that.
It's always,
You know,
until you have people come into your life who are different from you,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
never
totally.
And a lot
know.
of time, people don't have that opportunity, especially if you're a grown-up and you already have your life, and you're not really
Right.
meeting a bunch of new people.
Right.
If you are, they're probably a lot like you, and so
Right, you stay in an echo chamber.
yeah, like when you bring new people into your home that have a different cultural background, and I don't mean just black and white. I
No,
mean
I
when it
get it.
comes to LGBT, you know
Totally.
what I mean, single parent. I don't know, just
Totally.
different.
All of it.
It really opens the family up towards like diversity,
Right.
the world that we live in. I started working on a documentary last semester. I finished school at UNLV, and for my
Oh, you graduated, didn't you?
I did. I'm done for a while. I ain't going back. It was fun though.
Congratulations.
I really enjoyed my studies, so like it was cool. But I started working on this documentary, and it was about how children learn about different racial concepts, how they learn to identify, and
Oh, okay.
what they're taught at home. And one of the biggest things I learned was that you literally just need that exposure.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that exposure is what opens us up to like, be like, oh, that person's just like me. You know,
Yeah,
they're
weird.
funny. We
More
do the
similarities
same
than
thing.
differences.
Yeah,
Totally.
so I totally get where you're coming
Thank
from.
you. Yeah, and it meant so much to me, more than just having you, my sister, there, but to just to help me raise my kid up out of this system that he's in. The celebration of that was really awesome that you were participating in that with me too.
Thank you.
But
What up, Eli?
Yay! He's married.
What? I think I do remember that something like that was maybe happening.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you
Well,
got
congratulations.
Yeah, and they really are in love.
Aw.
It really is like we fought it, but what are you gonna do?
And they're super like brand new newlyweds with no money.
Yeah,
They're
no
so
money.
poor. It's great.
They're probably really happy too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, what do we have to do? Sit on this floor with no couch? Like,
We don't have any internet.
no money.
or TV,
You want to go
so-
somewhere? No, because we got to save this gas.
Yeah.
Right.
And where he's at, you can walk, but you'll be sweating in 2 feet. Like it's Oklahoma, and it is so humid,
Mhm.
ridiculous. Like it's a different. Like I've been to the South where the humidity is just like sucky, but it had like a blistery feeling to it. Like it was kind of sharp. It was weird.
How the humid hurt?
If the human hurt me, show us on the doll. Show us on the doll, sir, where the human hurt you.
Jeez Louise. Gosh.
So you graduated school. That's awesome.
I graduated in May.
Mhm.
I was studying. Okay, this is the Gemini in me, I'm guessing, or I'm just open to a lot of different things. So, interdisciplinary studies, African American studies, sociology, and psychology.
Awesome.
And I told someone that at an open mic, and he's like, "Oh, you got one of those activist degrees?" And I was like, "Yeah,
I
that's
guess I
what it
did.
is. Yeah, that's exactly.
Can
what
I talk to you a minute about the African American Studies degree?
Sure.
So I've had people I love and respect, activists in the black community, really hate on that curriculum over there that they offer for the African American studies. What was your feelings?
At UNLV?
Yes.
Okay, so I have to say that the African American Studies department is very small.
Okay.
So there's a selected, like maybe 5 classes throughout the semester.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of them are introductory, so it's the 101, the 102.
Okay.
So with my degree, because the department isn't so big, I had to take classes outside of the African American Studies department. So like I had to take African American literature, which is in the English department,
Understood.
or African American history in the history department.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so whereas like a lot of colleges on the East Coast and in the South,
It's all one big.
they've been
Huge
having
programs.
these programs for a while, so it's
Mm.
like a big thing. Whereas I mean, I feel like it'll probably grow
Sure.
over here, but I mean, this is they call it the Mississippi of the West. So I mean, we're
They call
like
they
behind,
call Las
but
Vegas.
it's getting better.
Really? I've never
Yeah.
I never heard that.
No.
Come on, you've
Why?
never
Who calls
heard
it
No,
that?
that?
no. Who? I mean, why?
Why?
Because
Yeah.
it used to be like super racist.
It did used to be that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and even the UNLV mascot was like a general on the Confederate
Yeah, he was
side.
Confederate general. Yeah.
And like they try to
He's a rebel.
look, but they tried exactly. I'm a rebel. I resist. But
So does he, man.
I know, but in a different way. But they tried to say that them picking him, and he had the uniform and everything, like
Oh, yeah,
back
no,
in the
yeah,
day,
it was
right?
agree-
But they're like, no, it was like a war between the North and the South, like Reno.
Yeah.
No, we know who the war was. It was between
Who's
the
who?
North.
Wait. Whoa, let's reel
So they
that
were
one in.
sa-
Who
yeah.
tried to say these sentences to people?
Oh, I think there's like an article.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know. I could try and find it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were talking about that in one of my classes, and I was just like, "Dang, that's crazy." I don't know, cause it's like I'm born and raised in Las Vegas,
Yeah.
Nevada,
Woo-hoo.
and when I was
Love that
growing
shit.
up in, like, you know, in high school or in middle school, they never talked about redlining. They
Mhm.
never talked about how black families were forced
Yeah.
to live on the west side.
I want to turn these
Mhm.
lights. I want to talk about redlining. Give me 1 second. Hey, Dre.
We have company, and he's turning on lights and saying hi. Yeah, it was really racist.
Like
It
super.
really was. That's why. And I was born and raised here too, so it's just
And so I'm sure your experience is a lot different from mine.
totally.
Especially being a white woman.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
totally.
I know for me, like growing up, I never felt, you know, any racism against me, really. I do remember growing up in my neighborhood, and there was only like 3 other black families in the neighborhood.
Okay.
There was mostly white people at the school I went to. I got made fun of because I was told I sounded like a white girl. Even people in my family told me that because there's a way black people should be speaking, right?
Right.
And that's just fucking stupid. Like, get out of my face. But yeah.
Stop feeding the stereotypes.
Yeah, so it's like I had like small microaggressions where it's like, oh, you speak so proper, or you know, where it's a compliment, but you're really like
But it's not
being
a
an
compliment.
asshole.
Yeah,
Don't
Yeah,
tell anyone
exactly.
that.
It's
Exactly.
like a
You know?
backhanded comment.
Yeah.
And for me,
She
there was
enunciates so well. Or what's that? What do they
Yeah,
say?
I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, you know, sometimes it's fun to code switch and be like, girl, you know, and just change it up. I can do that though. It's fun, but it's like, I don't know. Those were like the little things. There was nothing too overt and out there, you know, where I was called names. I think I remember like there was this stupid like boy group. It's called like the 702 Boys.
Oh,
or
I've heard of
something.
these guys.
And they like threw cans. They threw cans at me. They were
What?
like supposed to be racist.
Cans
but,
of
like,
what?
Soda.
Cans of soda. They're like the same
Beer.
races that have tiki torches from Walmart.
Yeah, they're
Mm.
stupid.
Come on, you're not tough.
But like there was nothing. It was things back then that I didn't really notice now, like white flight. When you're in a neighborhood and there's a bunch of people of
White
color
flight?
moving in, white people want to leave. It's true.
I've
Like,
never
do
heard
this.
it called that before. That's
yeah, that's
funny.
what they call it.
That's great.
But like, so it makes me think. Okay, now I understand why. Well, whether it's affordability or credit or I don't know what it is, but it makes me think, oh, that's why there wasn't that many black people in my neighborhood. Or even like Mexican or Latin people, you know what I mean? It was just mostly white, and that was fine with me. Like, I didn't feel like I was different or less than or anything like that. It was only, you know, people were like, oh, you talk like a white girl, you know what I mean? And that used to really hurt my feelings, and I kind of felt like I wasn't who I was supposed to be, you know?
Right.
Because a projection was placed upon, like,
Right.
like
How
what
you're
I,
supposed
you
to
know?
be. Yeah.
And thank God I've grown
Yeah.
out of that shit.
Yeah.
Ugh, gosh.
I could relate just a little bit because where I grew up, if you weren't poor enough, then you weren't down. Does that make sense?
yeah.
Oh, he lives over there, then he's not. He's never gonna be down. So it's just kind of the same thing, I guess.
Fuck being down. Like, if you ain't got no money, that's okay. If you want to make some money, that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, just be you and like do it vibrantly and like love up on you because you're really all you got. Like, we have all this love that we can share with other people, but like when it comes down to it, you gotta have your own peace of mind, and
you gotta have your
no
own
one
back.
else can give that to you.
You gotta have your own
Yeah,
back.
fuck what all
Totally.
these other people were saying.
Yeah, totally. I agree so much.
It's been a busy year for you. New album,
Oh my
Peace
God,
Walk.
I know.
Ton of stuff.
Want to talk about the Peace Walk for a minute?
The Sacred Peace Walk with Nevada Desert Experience.
Yeah.
I've been doing this Peace Walk. This was my 5th one, I believe.
Can you give like a cliff note real quick on what it is?
Most definitely. So the Sacred Peace Walk is about a 65-mile pilgrimage from Las Vegas, Nevada, actually starting at the Atomic Nuclear Museum on Flamingo and Swinson. And
Which is pro-nuclear, right? It's not trying to stop
definitely
anything.
pro. I actually went in there for the first time this year, and they're
Yeah.
still very pro.
They're promoting science, dude.
Oh,
touche,
okay.
Sam.
Death science. Like, there's nothing good about that. I'm so down for science. But no. So we walk from there to Mercury, Nevada, which is about 65 miles.
Mm-hmm.
In solidarity.
It's like 7 days?
It's about 5 days.
Okay.
We camp out on the highway. And it's all in resisting nuclear warfare because Nevada, right out in Mercury where the nuclear testing site is, it's the most bombed place on Earth.
On the planet, right?
On the planet.
I had no idea.
You know, and you think back and you see like those huge mushroom clouds, and you see what happened in Hiroshima, and you see what happened in Fukushima not too, some years back. And it's like that was just an accident. Nobody was pressing any button, but just from having the plant there, it blew up, and now you have all these people hurting from radiation. And
well, I'm
so
pretty sure they pushed the buttons, just try to turn it off, but try pushing all
There's
the
no
buttons.
reverse button on those things.
They,
I don't
they
think.
call it deterrence, right? Like just in case something might go down, you got to be ready. But I don't. It's so barbaric to me. Nuclear weapons, it's like you are a fucking coward to like take people out like that.
You've been talking to us about the Peace Walk for years. And
Come on.
I'll be like, whatever. I can't go out there because you're going at the Creech, and I have people that work out there, and I can't protest the military because of my military background. But all that mindset changed me after I talked to Chief Johnny Bob and realized what was happening. Like, wait a minute, so they took your land and now they just bombed the shit out of it? Like, it's an unbelievable story to me. Not only did they take your land, they took your number one sacred mountain, and they're just going to stuff nuclear waste underneath it.
Yucca Mountain.
It's unbelievable.
And Johnny Bob, he's the chief of the Western Shoshone tribe, and the nuclear testing site, it's on stolen land. They don't care, like, and it's just
it's on treaty land.
It's like,
it's treaty
how do you
land.
have a
Protected
paper
land.
that says like y'all not supposed to be here, but y'all still here? Like, it
well,
makes
if the Shoshone would have had the money to pay for it, they could have kept it.
Right.
And that's the truth.
Yeah, no, that's true.
That's the truth. The heart of all of our madness and all of the maddening things that happen in our world, not just our country, but in the entire globe, is money. Money is, as long as you got the money, you can do whatever you want with it. And if that means buying a mountain to keep it safe, then that's what you do,
We should buy that mountain, man.
Well,
how do you like buy a mountain?
It's easy. You just call the BLM and say how much is the mountain, and they tell you, and then you buy it.
It's that easy?
It's that easy. It's gotta
Quit
be, right?
it.
It's
Come
not that
on,
easy.
how hard is it?
We should be buying
Wave
mountains.
the check in front of them. They'll be
Yeah,
like,
mountains
nom,
aren't
nom,
for
nom, nom, nom.
We should not be. I used to be against, until I actually like got into like hiking. I used to be like, why do they make people pay to go hiking or pay to go to the beach? But I get it. They have people going in there cleaning up, like, fixing the trail. I understand that.
Because you're a do no harm person, and there's people that go out there and
There's
drink
the
all
99%.
Right.
Then there's people that drink all they can and leave all their trash there.
Right.
So that's why you pay.
Right. And so I can like deal with that, but like buying a mountain,
Yeah.
get out of here. It's ours. It's all of ours. I love mountains. I'm from Vegas. That's like my thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing too. We're in Oklahoma. Guess what? There's not.
No mountains?
What they
There's
call
a hill.
What they call mountains about as tall as this building.
It's a hill. It's the mountain in this.
Yo, you'd probably dig it. we went to the place where Geronimo rode his horses off the cliff running from the cavalry.
Oh, did he survive?
Yeah, they all survived. It's not like a cliff like here.
There's a big water thing.
And there's a huge, like, they rode into the water.
Yeah.
But now there's a magnetic vortex there, and as soon as you come down this trail and around the corner, and I don't know, but you could feel and I usually say I can't feel that kind of stuff, but you could feel the intenseness of the place and the vortex. It was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm about that.
And they said that's why that whole thing happened back in Geronimo.
All of the energy?
Because of it was the vortex sucking him into that area.
That's
Into that area.
amazing. He was at the right place at the right
But
time.
it's called Medicine Bluff, and it used to be like at the top of the bluff when you're at the bottom. That tribe had a medicine stick on top of there, and it was there for millennia, and it's not there now. And what pissed me off, they always have a plaque at those places, right? So it was like Geronimo and his tribe had this, the Geronimo and the Apaches had this medicine stick. That's why it's called Medicine Bluff. One sentence. Then
Nothing else.
Then it was cavalry.
Army stuff.
All cavalry bullshit.
But
This is a great. It's on Fort Seal. So, but still, they could have said a little more.
It would have been nice.
Wait, where was it?
Fort Seal, Oklahoma.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that a base?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Geronimo was actually buried there.
Oh, wow.
And what tripped me out, we went there.
His gravestone's so fucking kick-ass.
We went there, we saw his gravestone and all
It's
that
like
stuff.
a rock star.
And all him and his extended family are all buried around him, and lots of people have put tobacco there, you know what I mean? For medicine.
So badass.
For medicine.
So neat.
And they do constantly.
Yeah.
But here's the trippy part that they'll never tell you is there's a plaque there that talks about him, and there's a plaque there, and here's all the Union soldiers that sided with him, and they're buried there with him. All these
US
captains
soldiers.
and
Oh,
colonels
wow.
and all
US
this stuff.
soldiers
I'd
are
never
like,
heard that, yeah. And their quotes and like this is wrong. We shouldn't
Beautiful.
be.
And there's like stones there?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're buried
Absolutely.
there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
it's
it's
really
way
cool.
rad.
Yeah.
And that's part of history we don't hear.
And nobody hears
Yeah.
anybody sided with Geronimo. Like
Right. I know. He should be in the textbooks. But they're still, I don't know. Maybe if they made the textbooks in California instead of Texas, Geronimo would be in there.
Maybe.
Maybe not, though. I don't
Depends on
know.
who has the money. Again,
It depends.
back to that.
Exactly.
Dang it.
I wish I could make a textbook.
you totally can. My history teacher in high school did.
Yeah?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he said he didn't, and he made his own textbook. Now I went to the school where all the bad kids go, so they let them kind of do what they want. But that's what got me into history.
Those bad kids get smart.
Yeah.
They do.
Maybe we can start a Happy Earth Market Fund to create a history book.
History textbook,
Like a real history book.
Oh, that would be dope. How did we get here? Oh, we were going to talk about redlining. Did you explain it?
Oh, redlining. Okay, look. I did not even know about this. I'm telling you. Like, it's just pure ignorance because of our education system. I don't know. My parents didn't tell me either, but still.
I didn't know till recently.
They may not have known either.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they don't teach you in school. So, redlining,
Is my mind about to get blown? It feels like it is, because I don't know what this means.
What is it, gerrymandering? So just think about a map that has lines on it. So from here to Henderson, and there's a line that splits Paradise and Henderson.
Okay.
And black people can only stay on the Henderson side.
Yes.
And you can't buy, even if you have enough money, you can't purchase a house outside of there. You can't have a business outside of there.
That was here?
That was here.
That was
on
redlining was a common practice across, especially the West, but the whole United States.
On the west side, the historic west side. So actually, my first documentary, first documentary I made was on the historic west side of Las
These
Vegas.
documentaries we could watch.
On YouTube. This one's on YouTube.
We
for
should
sure.
have documentary night here with your documentary.
Yes.
It's called Historic West Side of Las Vegas. I think if you put UNLV, it might be on there. Or you can just go.
Yeah.
You can go on my website, which is veraforlove.com. That's VERAFOR love.com. And just click on my videos, and my YouTube channel's over there, and that documentary's on there, and the one I'm working on now will be up there pretty soon after it's done being edited. But yeah, I was like, I can't believe, I knew about segregation, but I didn't know that you literally had to stay in this area, even if you wanted to do better for your family.
And even that was, sorry, go ahead.
How long ago was that?
Oh, I think it ended in 1964.
Oh, way, really?
Maybe 1960, the fair housing.
Right,
Affordable.
but it still didn't.
Wow.
They still didn't stop because
Right, because it
67.
was still implemented with
But not
the
just
people
implemented,
working
but
in
the
it
people
and-
be like,
yeah.
well, we're gonna make it impossible. We're not gonna approve your credit. We're gonna make it impossible for you to move out.
And
Yep.
then again, like with the loans, they'd give
Mhm.
people super shitty loans. So for me, it was like, it wasn't, and that's why I am super grateful for college. I don't think it's for everybody, but for me, I found something that interests me, and
Mhm.
it had to do a lot with minority groups, you know. But
Mhm.
my first women's studies class, and I learned about, you know, it's race, class, and gender. So they go over African American history, and it actually, there was this unit where it literally showed that white people had a head start.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
my grandparents, like they couldn't stack a bunch of cash in order to have whatever to send me or give me to give me whatever lump sum once they were gone. You know, and
Right.
that's no one's fault, you
Right.
know, like now. But it's true, like we started way in the back of the race. Like y'all were
Yeah.
running for like hundreds of years.
Yeah.
And then we just started running like 60 years
Oh,
ago.
yeah, you're right. That's a really
And
good
people were
analogy.
like, oh,
I
it's
love that.
totally oh, but literally like 60 years ago, there's still
Mhm.
people alive, you know, who were being jerked around, and it's still happening today, you know,
Totally.
in so many
Mhm.
different ways. So
Oh no, it's still happening today. My buddy, not even that long ago, and this is in Louisiana, so a little harsher, but when he moved into New Orleans, they called and asked if it was okay if colored people came with the furniture and helped move him in.
was that a white guy?
Yeah, and he's from here.
Is that recently?
4 or 5 years ago.
Oh, I believe it.
And he's like, first of all, what do you mean colored? And second of all, what the fuck are you talking about? Of course it's okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And like, I don't think I could ever live in the South, but I remember my friend, she's a white woman, and she was dating a black guy, and they went to like Texas or Tennessee, I think it was,
Mhm.
and she was like, they were looking at them crazy.
Mhm.
South hasn't changed.
And it is. I
Well,
think
it has
Vegas,
a lot, but hasn't.
Vegas is a lot different, you know. I want to say the West Coast is because it's newer, and people are like, oh, like with UNLV, it's the most diverse school in the United States.
It might be.
Student-wise,
Yeah.
not faculty-wise,
Not curriculum-wise.
not curriculum-wise,
Uh.
like. And even Vegas, it's super diverse, but it's still very segregated.
Right.
You know, but it's cool. Like our community, there's so many different people.
Right.
From so many different backgrounds, and
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's diverse. And like I said, it's not just black and white. Diverse.
No,
in
totally.
So
it's
many
so
ways.
much culture.
And
It's
beautiful.
overload. Yeah.
And
We talk about that a lot.
It's
We're
so
like,
beautiful.
We're like, we really are affecting change. This is amazing. You know what I mean? I'm like, and then because I'm always here.
Yeah. We don't get influenced by all the crap out
I'm always,
there.
I'm always here. You know,
Where
I'm
are
in
we?
a constant gigantic echo chamber, and then I go to the store, and this big gigantic guy has 15 plastic bags around one bowl of cereal, and he's cursing at his kids, and everything comes back to
reality.
what I'm trying to fight. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck,
Yeah.
I got to get out of Happy Earth Market sometimes because it's just a big echo chamber of awesomeness. But out there, there's still fights still out there. You
And
know?
we're still bringing those vibes, you know,
Yeah.
out there into the world, and that's why it's so important. Like these frequencies that we're pushing here, you
Totally.
know, and in our everyday lives, like people feel that, you know.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
I do think our world's vibrations are, you know,
Lifting.
it's lifting.
They're
you
getting
know, it's
higher. Yeah.
it's just taking time. It's gonna take some time.
Well,
We-
it's taken some time for us to get in this low
Ah.
vibration to begin with, and that's what a lot of people fail to realize is, you know, it's not like this is just a new thing. We've been causing suffering to Earth and each other forever.
Right.
It's time to start reversing that look and do it differently. And we are, you know, we totally are, and it is going to take a minute.
It's like once you know better, do better, right?
That's it. That's
Yeah,
it. And if
exactly.
you
Yeah,
can,
now that we know.
if you can help, do help.
Mm.
It's that simple. You don't just not do it. You don't just talk about it. You do it. If you can do it, do it.
Mhm. If you're presented the information and you don't change, then I don't understand you. You know what I mean?
I think they call that insanity.
If you're presented,
Yeah.
okay. I thought that was doing the same thing over and over again, but
Oh, well, fucking up
Whatever.
the earth and go crazy and other people. Yeah, that's insane.
But you, like you, for example, you give up service. Tell us about Catholic workers. What do you do there?
Oh, the Catholic Worker is a super awesome soup line, which has been here for like 30 plus years. They're actually on the west side, the historic west side of Las Vegas, and you can go up all over there. They're on Van Buren, and they have the soup line Wednesday through Saturday. And I would say get up there at like 5:30. It's early, but it's worth it
to help serve.
Yeah, to help
Yeah.
serve at the soup line, and you can meet some really awesome people who are a part of that
Do
community.
you guys help?
Yeah.
Do you cook and stuff, and you clean the
They
dishes at
cook.
the end, or
They cook everything in that kitchen over there. They clean all the dishes. They They cook some really good food
What do you
for the
do?
people. I mean, I usually just go and then I'll like serve food and then I'll clean dishes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that what the average volunteer does?
Most definitely. Yeah, and I've seen kids there, you know, like maybe like first not
that's
too
awesome.
much younger than first grade,
Yeah.
but they can hand out like, you know, desserts and stuff, and it's a good thing because like these kids nowadays, I mean, I was probably the same way, but you know, they got their PS4s and they're not happy because like the controller doesn't have a headset. I don't know what
Right.
it is, but it's just like, you know, oh my gosh, there are so many people who, you know, who are going without, and to be able to try and give back to them, or you know, show your kids like, look, you actually, you know,
Can make a difference
yeah,
in somebody's life.
you can make a difference, and you shouldn't be so ungrateful.
Right.
You know, and that's the same with me, because it's like, I mean, I have so many blessings in my life, and there are times, you know, I haven't been like that in a little while, but there
Yay.
are times when I get so down and pity, and I want this, and things should be this way and that way, and when really things just are, you know, like, we are in control of our happiness, you know what I mean? And like, to make money be like define our happiness.
Of happiness, yeah, it's silly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so over that.
But you can buy a
crap.
mountain with it.
I don't want to buy a mountain. I just want it to be all of ours. I mean, if I could buy it away from the people who are dumping all that waste,
There
then
we go. Let's buy the government out.
I would get it. They're rich.
I know,
Or
right?
like, they know all the people with the
They're
money.
more in debt than all of us. They're not rich.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yo, China,
But
we
you're
want some money.
absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
You know, like, so growing up in Vegas, I have grown to love mountains, and I use mountains as like a metaphor for my life. So it's like life, you know, you're like climbing this mountain, and it's so hard. Like, I climbed Charleston's Peak, and that was like the highest mountain I ever climbed.
How long of a hike is that?
Like, we started at like 4 a.m. and I was done at like 4 p.m. It took
Both
too
ways?
long.
Like all the way up, all the way back?
Yeah.
12 hours?
No, like 8 or 9.
That's a long
I was the
time to be
last one up,
walking.
but look, I made it. I got to the top.
So wait a minute, that was
You
one
did
that was
65 miles
one way, 8
3 times,
hours?
so-
No, like
Okay.
back and forth.
Okay.
4.
It was like 12,000 feet in elevation.
Is there any crazy things you got to cross to get up there?
Oh, so the switchbacks, like before you get to the top, you kind of feel like you could roll off of the mountain.
Oh no.
Yep, guess
You
I'm
know?
not going now.
But it's
I
like
was
a
way
metaphor.
interested.
It's
Go ahead.
totally a metaphor for like my life, because it's like climbing that mountain, it can be so challenging, and it's like sometimes you just want to turn around and be like, I don't want to do this. It's hard. I give up. This hurts. But like once you keep going, you feel so good at the top, and it's like, dang, I didn't give up on myself. And look at this beautiful view.
Right.
You can see all of Vegas, and you
Love
can see
that.
all of Pahrump from there, right?
You can see Lake Mead from there.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, it's like crazy.
I didn't think you could see like
From
me.
Mount
That's
Charleston?
Yes. Like you're that high. It's weird.
I guess that makes sense.
12,000
You can
feet,
see
yeah.
you can
Airplanes
see
fly at
Mount
that
Charleston
level,
from
yeah.
Lake Mead.
Yeah, that's true.
It was cool.
how that works.
It was like, that was cool. And I climbed Machu Picchu last month in
What?
Peru. I
No, you
totally
didn't.
climbed
You went
Machu
to Peru?
Picchu.
Tell
Okay.
us about Peru. What'd you do there?
Okay, so that was my first time. It was my first time in Peru.
Why'd you go? Did you go with
know,
friends?
I went by myself. Because I was looking for some direction. You know, I met a shaman over there and did some work over there, and it was exactly what I needed. I met some really cool people. I fell in love like 4 times. I fell in love with 2 French guys, a girl from Washington, D.C., and a girl from Holland.
Nice.
Oh my God! Like, and we all just loved each other, and it was so cool.
So neat.
Were you at hostels or something? Like, where
Yeah,
were you
we met at a hostel, and we all just ended up like connecting, and we went to this Psytrance music festival in the Sacred Valley, and it's like this music, and it goes 24 hours, and you're camping out, and it was like rainy because it's winter over there.
Oh yeah.
It was beautiful. So yeah, I got to hike Machu Picchu. I did that by myself, and again, that was challenging. The entire hike is stairs. You're
Right.
climbing stairs.
Jeez.
How many stairs?
I heard someone say like 2,000.
What?
Maybe it's more. I felt like it was more. And it's funny, right when I started it, I was like, I hope this whole thing ain't stairs. And then, like, halfway there, like, someone's like, yeah, there's like 2,000 stairs. I'm just like, okay, I'm going to
Shit.
keep going. I made it, though. I made it to the top. It was
Wow.
cool.
Did you want to quit that? I would.
And like the elevation there though,
Right.
it's so hard to breathe. That I just
Yeah.
took my time. I would like take some steps and I'd be like, I'd stop and take some deep breaths.
Look around. Was the view nice going up?
Oh my gosh, it was beautiful. I'll show
Jungly?
you some pics
Oh,
later.
A
killer.
lot of mosquitoes and stuff.
Okay, at Machu Picchu, not a bunch. So I spent some time in the jungle for like a week, and then I spent some time in Cusco, which is where like Machu Picchu and the Sacred Valley is. And like, there wasn't that many mosquitoes there, but there were some. I got bit up a lot in the jungle though.
Yeah.
Like, they love me.
Hmm.
But I like held a snake and a crocodile.
What?
Why?
I held a crocodile.
Why?
I just wanted. I was like being bold. I was like, I could hold
Oh.
it. Look at this. Look at me kiss it. It was cool. And a sloth. I held a sloth. I love
Aw.
little sloths. It was an awesome experience. I needed that. It like gave me like so much. I just felt so much power from that experience. And there's something about traveling alone. I've traveled twice out of the country by myself. So to Costa Rica and then to Peru this last time, and there's just something about having to just be on your own and like figure shit out
In a
and,
foreign
like,
country
and I need to learn how to speak Spanish
Yeah.
if I'm gonna be going to these Spanish countries, because like
It'd be
thank
smart.
God the people I met, they spoke it really well, because they had been
Nice.
traveling for like 5 months, and I'm just like, how do you, you're not even working, how are you traveling for
How do you
this?
afford this?
Tell me how so I can try this. I
Right.
want to do this, you know. But they spoke Spanish, so it helped. Like, look, when I was leaving, the last day I was leaving, I was going to the airport, and I took Spanish, okay? But it's like, it's different in the classroom, right? So they're waving me down a taxi, and he's like, oh, yeah, Diaz, like, you know, Diaz Soles. And I'm like, no, 20. And like, so he's telling me 10 and I'm telling them 20. And they're like, girl, what are you doing? You're saying more. And I'm like, oh, let me be quiet. Okay. And so on the way, he's like driving me and he's like, yeah, 20. And I was like, no, you told my friends 10. But it was
Oops.
cool. Yeah, I still gave him 10. He was cool about it. It was cool. It was like, so Iquitos was like a little poor. So you kind of got to be. They were like, put your camera up, girl. Don't be having your camera out. You know.
You don't want to get robbed, right?
Right, but like in Cusco, it was very nice and modern. You don't really have to worry about anything like that. But it was nice to like get both of those
Experiences.
Yeah, it
When-
was cool.
When you got to the top of the Machu Picchu, what feelings?
I made it.
Right,
Like
that's the first one.
Yeah, because so they open it up pretty early, but like
Mhm.
if you're not up there by noon, you have to turn around.
So you gotta hustle.
Exactly. And I think I started at like 10.
10
And it takes about 3 hours, I want to say. So it's like
3
hour
hours
and a
of
half,
climbing.
hour and a half up, hour and a
okay.
half down.
Oh, okay. So you didn't stay for any of the ceremony stuff or any of that stuff that they offer?
Well, I did a tour
Mhm.
before I climbed the mountain.
Okay.
Yeah, I had like booked all that before I went there, but I did a tour and they talked about the remains and they were like, yeah, the king, this was probably one of his like summer vacation homes.
What?
It's cool though, because there's like, it's almost like the pyramids, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And like, it's these huge rocks and it's like, how'd you guys get these over here?
Maybe
And
they were bigger.
They had a really cool story about it. They were like, you know, because I think National Geographic tried to do, figure out how they would do it. Like, did they pull it with rope? And they couldn't.
Right.
And they were saying they had to ask God for that power, you know, for that help. And like, when they did, then
That's
like
powerful.
the stone was, I thought that was beautiful. Yeah.
Did they talk about aliens at all?
They did. They mentioned, like, they were saying, you know, some people think it's aliens, you know. I mean, it could be. I hope it was. I
I only asked because
I
it
think
was
that'd
on the
be
last
cool.
podcast and we didn't get to talk
Aliens.
about it. Yeah, aliens.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool if it was aliens, too. The aliens ain't fucking with us. We're crazy. They're like, y'all need to get y'all shit together.
We just watched a movie where we watched a movie where they come back and harvest us every 2 millennia
Oh, my goodness.
for our brains. Like that's the fuel for their ships. I'm like, yeah, that might be true. It feels right.
Oh, they don't even want to use it for their own intellect. They're like, just give us gas. We don't need y'all humans. Dang, that's messed up.
They were using gold, but then they found out.
Is that a movie?
It's a movie. I forgot what it's called, and they weren't using it for fuel. They were also using it for other reasons. And then,
They were putting it in the droids that they had.
that's right, in the droids they had, but then the droids became part human. The movie's really good at special effects, plot and everything not so hot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I liked it. I thought it was entertaining.
I might
It was
need
like
to
had the
see
same
that.
level of actors. It was like Sharknado.
Yeah.
Oh. Like they paid a lot for special effects, but they couldn't pay for any
Pay
actors.
for the acting. No. It was fun though.
So you got a new album out.
Oh my gosh, I put out my first EP
What's
on
it
the
called?
same
So
day that I
amazing.
graduated this year, on May 12th.
What? Are you fucking? So you did the Peace Walk, you graduated college, and you put it on EP. How long you been working on this EP?
Oh my god. Okay, so these songs have been songs that I've written over the past like 2 years.
Right. Who produced it, or did you do it yourself?
That's usually how it works.
So I
though.
produced it. I did go into a studio and record it there.
Oh, cool.
But I mean, it's just me and my guitar, so it wasn't really.
Hard to
lot of
produce.
stuff.
Yeah, it was just like my
So
little.
you did all the mastering, all that stuff yourself?
No, the guy at the studio that I went to, he mastered it because I did the entire project there, so he kind of like threw that in.
Oh, that's nice of him.
And it's cool because it was like he would put on a certain effect and I'd be like, yeah, I like that. That's dreamy. Yeah, I'm going for that dreamy effect, So the EP, my EP is called How to Breathe Underwater.
Right.
Has 5 tracks on it. You can find it on all streaming outlets, so Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, SoundCloud, whatever you use. Please check it out. There's a oh yeah.
So for the live stream, I'm sorry, it'll be in the final edit, but you can't hear it now. You gotta wait.
This is a good one. I've been trying to when people listen to it, I ask them which song stuck out the most to them, and it's different ones. It's good, but it's not. I can't say that I have a favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's Citizens of the World,
Yeah.
hands down. That's why I'm excited you're making a video. That's cool.
Yeah, we just started shooting the music video for Citizens of the World, and I think it's really important because in that song I'm talking about like taking away those borders and kind of just like having love throughout our world, and we're all just being reminded that we all are sacred life. We all deserve to be here.
All life sacred on the planet, not just humans.
Yeah, all life is sacred, and so Citizens of the World, I think that like that message is like something that I want to give to our world.
To the world, for us all to be inspired to be better.
Yeah.
Yep.
Most definitely. And I actually wrote that song. I was hanging out with Code Pink, which is an international women's group who they protest against drone warfare and war in general and nuclear weapons, and I was hanging out with them at the Goddess Temple in Indian Springs, which is a cool, super cool spot.
Also, second time this came up today.
Yeah.
The last podcast, they were talking about the Goddess Temple, too.
Yeah, the Goddess Temple's dope. Like, if it wasn't for the Sacred Peace Walk, I wouldn't even know about it.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I was hanging out with them, and like, I was just like, yeah, we're all citizens of the world, Like, damn, I just want us all to be nice to each other. Why you gotta be so complicated? Is it complicated, or are we just like stuck in our ways?
I think
Yeah, I think it's
both.
I think that the whole thing is complicated because it's going on for so long. So you have so much grudges and resentment and all that stuff built up, and intertribal resentment, between countries and tribes. And then it's just stuck in your ways. My team against yours.
It starts with family, I think, though. At the root of all of our causes, all of the sufferings and stuff is that love connection is missing from the home. Like family. Mom and dad aren't together anymore, so that's broken.
Nope, I didn't have mom and dad together.
So,
you didn't.
So that dynamic,
Mine were.
And now at that point you're either sharing a household with the tribe, but even that tribe isn't functional because they're mismatched too.
Totally.
People missing from it and just icky situation. So I don't know. I think it's a family issue though. If we can really just learn to.
You think it starts with the family?
I think if we take it seriously.
Which nobody does because they're
Everybody
too busy
just
trying
pops
to
out
eat.
kids. Nobody takes it seriously, and that's once that changes, I think the world's going to be better.
Oh, I agree, man. That's a really good point.
Yeah, I think there's so much going on with like propaganda wise with work. You're so focused on making money and putting food on the table and buying your kid this, making sure they're happy, and we forget about like the fundamental things that we actually need, like love and learning to be understanding and learning that it's okay to mess up and learning that you don't have to be number one and always get A's and like
that's what
they put so much important on things that aren't important.
Well, they really do, and the TV has really influenced our whole society.
You got to keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
You do. That's the way people feel. Oh man, the neighbor just got a new car. We need a new car. I mean, it's just you got to constantly keep up with it instead of going. What's really important? Do I have a roof? Yep. Do I have food? Yep. Do I get to spend more or less time with my family, or do I? Or am I working so hard for my family? I have a good life that I never get to see them. You know what I mean? Nobody takes a second to think about those things.
Yeah, because time is something we won't ever get back.
Nope.
And so we waste it doing jobs
Mm-hmm.
instead of being at home, raising our children, loving our neighbors, taking care of our family, taking care of our friends.
Dude.
We spend most of our time trying to job so we can make the money, so we can conform to what TV says we need to buy.
Take some free food to your neighbor, see what happens. Your actual neighbor.
Yeah.
I don't even know my neighbors.
See, that's
Exactly.
sad.
Exactly. I knocked on my neighbor's door because we had a garbage bag, basically leftover vegetables from the last bazaar that just didn't go. And so I'm like, what do I do with these? We can't eat them all. We made a big thing of soup. Like, we can eat this for a couple of days. Still a ton of vegetables left over. So I'm like, let me go give it to my Elvis impersonating neighbor.
He is an Elvis impersonator for real. Like, he's got the real sideburns. They're real. They don't come off.
So I walk.
Yeah, they're huge. He's the big fat Elvis.
I walk over there and I
gold
knock on the
glasses.
door and I said, "Here, this is grown at a local farm. We give it away. I have too much. It's for you." The confusion on this guy's face.
Why are you trying to give me something?
Like,
Yeah.
Fresh food.
Yeah.
It's fresh, organic, free food. Here, you could have it. And he was so confused because I'm like, cause it was Sam's idea. I'm like, what are we gonna do with this? I go, yes, we're compost it. She's like, it's fresh food. You can't.
It's edible
It's
right
fresh
now.
food.
Give it to somebody.
It
Go
was
next door.
harvested that morning.
Yeah.
And she's like, you can't just throw that away. I'm like, well, all our families know. And she's like, just go give it to the neighbor. I'm like, okay, we'll go see what's up.
He's like, why are you giving me stuff?
Dude, he took it, but he was just so confused. Yeah.
Because, I mean, think about how many people, so many people don't even buy fresh fruit and
Right.
vegetables.
Yeah,
Right.
it's all in a can or in the frozen area.
It's frozen.
Yep.
So, again,
Ew.
to have somebody, like, giving you some organic, like, bomb-ass, like,
Fresh.
you know?
It was a bag, too.
Food.
Char just sticking out. Like,
It's like, is this real life? It's like
Yeah.
the illusion is actually broken.
Yeah.
Then that's why he looked so confused,
Yeah.
right?
the
it's
same
the
guy wouldn't change his own tire, though. Go ahead.
It's like the same with happiness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I have people and they're like, "Are you high? Like are you on something? Like why are you so happy?" And no, seriously, like
Yeah.
I've gotten that multiple times. Like
You
I
and I
just
both.
tweeted it like last
Yeah,
week.
Jared
You
gets
and
a
I
lot.
both.
Yeah.
And I'm like, quit asking me if I'm high. No, I'm just happy. Like, I'm literally just happy, you know what I mean? And I'm so grateful. Like, I think it's cool, I guess, if someone thinks I'm high or drunk, but, like, but why can't
It's
that
sad
just,
that that's a thing.
you know, it's like,
Yeah.
it's like more, people are more willing to be like, oh, yeah, you're sad, you know what I mean? Rather than just being like, fuck yeah, they're happy. I'm happy. I want to be happy. It's like weird to be happy. Like,
Yeah.
why are you happy? Why?
'Cause there's
do I
a drug
need
for that.
reason?
There's a drug for that.
Is there?
They're all stoked. They're like,
Yeah.
what antidepressant are
Is
you
that
on? And I want it.
Yeah.
I know. I know. But again, that's just.
But I've been on Prozac. I wasn't happy. I was lost.
Yeah?
Yeah.
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 I think it's different for everyone. I know for me, I've had to do a lot of work.
To be the way you are?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're that's the truth. And they see that people don't see that, right? They see that you're just this way. They don't realize the amount of self-discovery
who you
that
were
you've gone through.
yesterday.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And it's like I feel like my inside is really starting to match my outside a lot
Nice.
more.
Fake it
and
till you
I'm-
make it, right?
Yeah, for real. Yeah,
That makes me happy to hear, Vera. I love you.
I love you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got any gigs coming up?
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. So on July 26th, I will be playing an intimate night of music at Pour Coffee House,
Where's that?
which is on Eastern and Sunset.
What? We might be able to go to that.
You know what? Follow me on Instagram at I am Vera for Love, and I have just go on Facebook. I'm on there too, and there's a flyer for it. But yeah, I'll definitely be performing there. It's a coffee shop, so it's all ages.
Yeah.
It'll
Sweet.
be from 6:30 to 9. It's gonna be a really nice set. I'm excited about that. That's my next gig.
You're doing it. You're going to be playing for 3 hours?
22nd, that's a
2.5
Sunday.
hours?
No, I'm gonna be playing for like
That's
an
a,
hour.
That's a Sunday. We can go.
No, it's a Thursday.
The 22nd?
26th.
27th.
Oh, I thought you said the 22nd.
The 26th.
Thursday's doable too.
And Marcus is going to be playing some guitar and singing
Oh,
before I
fun.
go up.
Nice.
And I should probably have merch, so
What?
there should be some Love Era merch, and
Yay.
that's Culture of
Nice.
Love.
T-shirts and buttons.
Yeah, some stickers, hook
CDs.
y'all up. So,
Yay.
yeah, if y'all if y'all are free, come hang out with me over there and get some coffee, get some tea. They got like smoothies.
I've never been to that
It's
coffee
a
house.
cool
I'm gonna
coffee shop.
check
It's
it
cute.
out.
Yeah, so
Sunset and Eastern, like on the other side of the park.
it's like right across the street from the park.
Okay.
Yep. It's easy to find. But yeah, I'm posting it on all my social media accounts. You can like check me out at veraforlove.com. Everything's on there. Yeah.
It's amazing how much you have to be an artist nowadays. You know what I mean? You used to just be able to get picked up by somebody by singing somewhere. Now you have to have all that social media managed all yourself.
17 accounts.
And create art.
Yeah, and I'm like, how do I do this? Because like I'm not one to like just love posting things about myself.
It feels
I wish
vain.
I was. Yeah, I want to be that person. Just like
no, you don't.
You know, in a way,
I don't want you to be that person.
In a way, because I want people to like know that I'm making music or know what I'm up to when it comes to my activism. You know what I mean? And that's usually the only time I mostly post stuff. But like, some people are so good at social mediaing.
Yes.
And you know what I mean? And I'm like, you need that today. You know.
It sucks.
You gotta like.
Part of this store is a full-time job on social media.
Yeah.
And I wish it wasn't true, but it is.
It's the world we're coming to. Everybody gets that information.
It's the future.
The future. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got anything else you want to talk about? Anything else?
Okay, so I started reading this book.
What brought this up is because she's wearing a really beautiful pendant.
Okay.
That's all. Look at the artwork on that. That's gorgeous.
Where'd you get that?
I got this in Peru.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, this is an ayahuasca
button
root.
Mm-hmm. A piece of it, and yeah.
Rad.
So, but this is a jaguar. But I tell people it's Black Panther because I thought that movie was really cool. But it does almost look like a Black Panther. But so yeah, I started reading this book like a week or two ago. It's The Mastery of Love by Don Miguel Ruiz, and he wrote the 4 Agreements. That's a super awesome one to start with.
I've heard of that book, yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. So I was reading this part of the book, and it's called The Dream Master. And I'm just going to read a short paragraph, okay? And then maybe we could talk about it.
Let's talk about it after.
Okay, it says, with all the beliefs we have that nothing is possible, it's hard to escape the dream of fear. In order to awake from the dream, you need to master the dream. That is why the Toltecs created the mastery of transformation, to break free of the old dream and to create a new dream where everything is possible, including escaping from the dream. In the mastery of transformation, the Toltecs divide people into dreamers and stalkers. The dreamers know that the dream is an illusion, and they play in that world of illusion knowing it's an illusion. The stalkers are like a tiger or a jaguar, stalking every action and reaction. You have to stalk your own reactions. You have to work with yourself every moment. It takes a lot of time and courage because it's easier to take things personally and react the way you always react. And that leads you to a lot of mistakes, to a lot of suffering and pain because your reactions only generate more emotional poison and increase the drama. So for me, I thought it was really cool because like I've been wearing this since I've gotten back from Peru, and just, you know, again, like just on my own healing emotional journey, you know what I mean, trying to lift myself up, love myself, you know what I mean. And so when I read this and it was saying that the stalkers are like a tiger or a jaguar, I was like, oh, that's like me. You know. And I really want to be like the stalker and be on myself every moment in the way that I react, because again, I have these habits, and I have, you know, the relationships from my past have definitely influenced the way that I react today. And sometimes we can miss out on our gifts presently because of the fucking past, you know what I mean? And so I just really want to, you know, sometimes people are like, just don't think about it, you know what I mean? Just do. Like, I get that, but at the same time, like, really being consciously aware of why I'm making this decision.
You got to work on yourself.
You know what I mean?
Every time you see a trigger of something like that in your mind, you've got to work on it, especially if it's right there in the forefront.
because we have all these judgments, right?
Yes.
And
Never
it's
ends.
and it's our own beliefs.
Yeah.
Because we believe it, and and it's like, I've been believing this for this long, so I'm gonna keep on believing it, even though it doesn't even work anymore.
It doesn't even
it's
make
kind of
sense.
hurting, and it
And I
hurts
can
you
see
to have
the
that.
logic. I can see the illogical reason behind it, but I'm still gonna behave this way, and it's crazy.
One of the biggest
Yeah.
realizations for me was realizing that judgment towards other people is just self-projection, and that's a tough one. You know, like, wait a minute. So me judging that person is me just hating something I hate within myself.
Yeah, and I think what's something that's like even more important than judging other people is judging yourself. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like we can be so hard on ourselves.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, quit it. Like, we just are.
Absolutely.
We just
Yeah,
is,
Absolutely.
right?
We do that, and we don't validate ourselves enough. So not only are we beating ourselves, we're bullying ourselves
We never
and not
beat
validating
yourself up.
ourselves.
And again, it's that, you know,
Silly.
always wanting to be number one, always wanting to be first in the race, and it's just like, I don't want to be anymore. I just want to be like happy.
Just want to be.
I just want to be happy.
Yeah.
And I don't, I think that's something that's doable. You know what I mean? Like, literally on a regular basis, that's something that's doable, although there are things that can happen and, you know, bring us down. If you want to be happy, you can.
Sure.
Totally.
And that's something that I'm like, girl, you can be happy.
It's just a matter of letting go.
Mm.
It's hard. It's a hard practice, but practice does make better, you know, and you just keep doing it, and you just keep doing it, and it just does get better.
Most definitely. And so, like, with my EP, with How to Breathe Underwater, it's like, it seems almost impossible, right? Like, how you gonna breathe underwater unless you're going, like, snorkeling or something? But it's like, I feel like that's the world that we live in. It's like, it's almost impossible, all this chaos, if you let it take control, if you let it, like, have this power over you, but you don't got to, you know what I mean? And, like, another thing in this book, it's like, you weren't here to change the world, you know what I mean? You were here to, like, give certain gifts to the world, you know what I mean? And that in turn does change the world. It can, you know what I mean?
Well, because it changes one person, and then that person changes somebody because of that. It's the whole candle effect.
It says we were here to be happy, though, and I was like, yeah, I'm about that life.
I read somewhere that human beings, the one thing that we all share equally is we want peace and happiness. Like, across the world, that's what every human being on the planet seeks, is peace and happiness. And that,
maybe that's why we've allowed narcissists to run us, because we're not worried about it. Regular people, we just want peace and happiness and do our thing, and narcissists want power. They're mentally ill.
yeah.
Huh.
It's an interesting theory.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
Look at you, philosophical.
I didn't make that up. It is not my philosophy. That is. I think I saw that on Face Off.
Stolen philosophy.
That's great.
I don't know where I heard that, but I definitely was like, oh yeah, I guess that's true. Because most people don't want that power. They don't. They just want to be with their people. And then narcissists want power. So, you know,
Was that from Fight Club?
maybe. but if you think about it for a
It was a
second,
good movie, regardless of which one.
yeah. But if you think about it for a second, like, what kind of person wages war to get some natural resources? You know what I mean? And convinces a nation that that is the right thing to do. You know, a completely sick person does that. You know what I mean? That's not. You're not well if that's your thought process. It's not something anybody at this table would do. Unless it was feast or famine. I mean, unless it was like life or death.
Yeah. I don't know. I was thinking how narcissistic it is to actually want more for yourself.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Deep thoughts with Sam and Nate.
Yeah. It really.
I mean, it could be, right?
I think so. So I think giving is actually more important than receiving.
Yeah, totally.
But then again, there are people who are only good at giving, and they aren't able to receive. So and then you gotta
We're both those people.
You know,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm definitely a giver, and like when someone tries to like give me something, I'm like, like
yeah, it's
kind of
scary.
like you with those vegetables. Like, I'm like, what are you?
I almost look ungrateful.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how to react. You know what I mean? Like, here, this is awesome. Like, oh, this is, yeah, well, I wanted the blue one. Like, you know,
Such a jerk.
Right. Mhm.
It is hard to. It is hard. I think, especially for people who give so much, because like for you, example, you're going there without any expectations of receiving anything back. That's what a true person who gives is. That's what love is. I think you do it without expecting anything back in return. You're just giving it. It's nothing for. It's here you go. It's me, right? So when you people like that who are capable of doing that, I don't think they're able to be on the receiving end naturally. Not naturally, because they're not open to receive. They're open to give, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's a practice, though.
I want to practice that. I was
I
doing that the
know.
whole time. I was
We've
like, I
been-
want to practice.
We've
gonna
been
practice that.
I've been practicing it anyway, because having this space, being a community space, we depend on community to pay the bills.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not making any money here. So, to have that openness to like, okay, now,
To receive.
now it's time to ask, not just receive, but ask,
Mhm.
and it's a hard pill to swallow. It's hard because we don't want to do it, right? But sometimes we do have to do it.
Right.
It's okay to ask for help when you
it's
need it.
totally
man.
okay. And I think our society's been, especially our society's been taught to, it's a prideful thing. You can't ask for help. You should be able to do this on your own. Everybody else is doing it on their own.
Yep.
You should be able to do it too.
As
So-
much as we try to think we're all Democrat or Republican, that's completely not true. All of America, most of America really identifies as libertarians, where they think that it's your responsibility to lift yourself up off the ground and get moving and do it. Most of the country identifies as socially liberal and conservatively fiscally. So you know what I mean. So that's the American way. Is it's your problem, fix it. This is the land of three. You got the opportunity. Get up off the ground and make it happen.
I'm trying to get away from that.
Yeah, well, we all are. That's why we have this place.
I know, right?
We want a place where people can stop by and be like, man, I got this one next piece of the puzzle. Can you guys help? And that's what we want to be here for.
It's that collective.
You know what I'm saying? And it's it's how we're going to survive, or we're not going to.
It's a collective culture,
Mm-hmm.
and it's beautiful because we are just one family of this gigantic earth that we're trying to claim as our own, and it's not.
When the Facebook revolution's over, hopefully everybody comes back together.
That's probably when it will be.
Wait, there's a revolution?
It's happening now.
Have you seen on Facebook? Everybody's really involved in a big revolution.
Yeah. It's actually going on right here at the Happy Earth Market. So,
Everybody has
Live
taken
from Las Vegas.
Everybody's either super liberal or super conservative. They're all fighting in the streets if you pay attention to Facebook, but none of that's happening.
right. But yeah, it's definitely spaces like this that I see making that change.
It has to.
I mean?
You know,
And
go ahead.
and I think it's a slow process, you know what I mean? But like over time, it's gonna be like, damn.
Yep, when they say change turns like an aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
It
takes a while.
Oh, okay.
You ever seen an aircraft carrier change? It takes like 4 miles for it to turn around.
Okay. I get it. No, I get it. I do. Yeah, that's how it is, though. It is, and I'm not giving up. Like, I believe in people. I do.
Me too.
I fucking believe in people, and I love people. You know what I mean? And it's just like,
That's why we started this place, honestly. I'll put it this way. Everything I've ever done, protest-wise or active-wise, you've been there. There's no doubt. Like, every time I went to Gobble Gobble Give or GMO or whatever we were fighting, Vera has always been at the same place. Right? You're
She
just
wasn't at the gun rally.
I don't think I would ever go there.
That was actually our first rally. That was what got us into activism. But anyhow, all that screaming in the streets does a lot of things to bring attention that there is an issue. But it doesn't affect any long-term change. What I've seen has affected long-term change is the way I spend my money, and places like this that allow a collective consciousness to start to grow. And so that's what Sam and I wanted. We have to allow this collective consciousness to just slowly grow until it explodes. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
Yeah, I found it vital. I felt like Happy Earth Market was a vital space that we have to have. As a community, as a Earth. That's why it's in the name.
It's
Earth
like
needs a space like this where all families and all tribes and all everything can be together under the same roof and be okay with each other.
Yeah, the next
It's
painting.
forced upon. In fact, when you come in the door, you have to be nice to everybody in here. It's
The
a
next
rule.
painting going on the window is going to
Just
say
like
all are
kindergarten,
one.
man.
All are welcome. What was the
Yeah.
other one?
It's like teaching grown-ups how to do kindergarten again.
We have nap time with gongs, man.
We do.
It's the best.
That's pretty intense. That's pretty cool.
It's fun.
And the didgeridoo.
It's fun, but I do see it's fun, especially lately because we've been here a minute now, and I'm grateful for that because community has done it. Is watching community members, the Happy Earth Market members, helping one another outside of Happy Earth Market.
Yeah.
You
been
know,
awesome.
like completely outside of the market, doing things to help each other make their dreams come true.
Yeah, I'll help you move. I'll pay for your membership for a month. I will help you get back on your feet because we'll go street perform on Fremont and
It's just
a bunch of the stuff that happened.
It's incredible, the stuff that's happened, and it's because Happy Earth Market
Mhm.
exists.
Working together.
It's great. You know, if this place didn't exist, those connections wouldn't have happened, and those dreams wouldn't have come true, which they have come
Right.
true, and that's beautiful. You know, and that's what it's about. And so,
It's all
if we
about-
can do it here, in this little space,
in
I
commercial
know
center,
we
there. Look
can do
outside
it-
this place. Come on.
I know
it's
we
not the
can
nicest
do it
spot.
anywhere. I know
Right.
this goes anywhere because we're doing it here.
Mm-hmm.
So
Most
and it's hard for me to have faith in humanity. I'm glad you do.
Yeah, I do.
Because you're the light workers that are like constantly lifting up my vibration to
Yeah,
remind me that
Me too.
humans, as much as are okay, they're gonna be okay. There's hope in all of us. There's light inside of all of us.
Mm-hmm.
We're not all born. I don't believe evil is born into somebody. I think that's learned.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I think
Yeah.
all
I
of
think
us.
it's a hormone deficiency.
It's probably too many GMOs.
That too. That
So
too.
this has been a great show.
Yeah.
It's been amazing.
Thank
And
you so much for
like us
having me.
Before, I'm going to cut these off, but I need you to stay on the mic for a couple more minutes because you have to introduce the show, but we do that at the end.
Oh.
Okay, so hold on.
Okay.
Oh wait.
Thank you
where-
so much. Where can we find you?
Yeah.
She said it a bunch of times already.
Okay. So, Vera for Love. That's VERAFORLOVE. Love Air. It's a culture of love. VeraForLove.com. Check out my website, my YouTube, my Instagram, my videos, my documentaries, my music. Check out all my stuff.
MySpace.
SoundCloud.
Yeah.
MySpace.
There might still be an account on there. An old one. Yeah. Listen to those old songs. But yeah.
Oh, I want to drudge them up.
Vera for Love on all social media accounts.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Vera.
I
We
love you so much, sister.
Thank you.
Thank you for
love
coming
you.
on this show.
Thank you so much. I
You're the
love Happy
best.
Earth Market.
All right. Bye, guys.
No more fighting, no more dying. It'll only bring us down, down. 'Cause your heart wants to be free again. Your heart longs for peace. Can I say hi?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do it however you want, but that's the context.
Happy Earth Market
Yeah. You can say anything you want, just as long as you say your name and that you're listening to Happy Earth Market.
Okay.
What's up, y'all? Whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Piece of my luck.
Peace, y'all. This is Vera for Love, and you are listening to Happy Earth Market Podcast. Can I do that again?
What are you from Boston?
Is that a sheep or a unicorn? Okay.
It's a unicorn.
It's cute. It's cute. Okay. 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 Peace, y'all. This is Vera for Love, and you are listening to Happy Earth Market Podcast.